about college. I was in it at one point, you know.
Yeah. I mean, so was I. I mean, I decided to go back for fucking grad school. Don't know if I'm regretting that decision or not.
Well, good evening, YouTube. BDU on a Thursday like it used to be. Can I reach the plug for my lamp so that I can actually get some light in here? Boom! Whoa, that's too much light. That's too much light. It's because I have one of the squirrel cage bulbs in. All right, so the old Edison bulbs.
Oh, nice.
The thing's a squirrel cage, so there's like 35 filaments in it. And it's in a lamp I built out of piping. Because, you know, I still do some of that shit. Anyway, are you drinking anything tonight, sir?
Unfortunately, no. I haven't been drinking a whole lot just because one of my friends that I normally drink with, he's sober now, thank God. Like, it got to a point where it was really, really bad. But I should be probably get my stock back up like tomorrow or Saturday.
Cool. I am going to be drinking a couple beers that I reviewed before I came on. I'm going to start with Clifford's Devil's Punchbowl, which is an India session lager. Now, the Devil's Punchbowl is actually a location in Hamilton, so it's not just a catchy name.
What's an Indian session?
An Indian session lager. An ISL. I'll put that down there.
I've literally never heard of an Indian session.
Oh, it's like an IPA, except it's lower ABV and it's made with lager yeast.
Oh, so, but isn't there like a IPLs?
That's what it is. It's no, it's an ISL. There is IPLs too. Yes.
Yeah. Probably more hops, and that one has like less hops.
Well, Brad does like his hops, so I'm going to assume there was a buttload of hops in there. I'm just going to move the chat window over here so I can see it as we go. And go from there.
I have to say, the best thing to do with IPAs is give one to someone that's been drinking like macro beer the entire night, and they're like really shit-faced. And it's last call, you give them an IPA, they take a swig, they're like, what the fuck is that? Because they're not expecting the hop kick.
So, that is something that's fun. What do we got going on here, guys? What do we got going? So we will quickly jump through the Canadian beer news. We'll talk about other news. We'll talk about and then we talk about bullshit. We always do.
Wait, now I remember. At my friend's birthday party, they had like a sour that was really good. I can't remember the company, but I remember it was called like Unicorn Farts.
That's actually an amazing name.
Yeah. It was a sour, and it was like super good. It actually tasted like Fruity Pebbles, but kind of sour.
Nice.
So if you're able to get a hold of that.
Well, I don't have my passport again yet, but once I do, if we go across, I'll look for it.
Yeah, while you do the beer news, I'll try to look for the actual frickin' name for it.
Alrighty. So, new breweries opening up. Odd Company Brewing is now open in Edmonton. They are in a building. They're in the Oliver Exchange building that was opened in 1913, which is a telephone exchange. Officially opening to the public May 2nd, which is today. They featured a lineup of a Saison with lime and pepper, a Session IPA, a Rye Pale Ale, a New England IPA, a Sour Saison, a White Stout with coffee and cocoa, an Imperial Black Ale, and a Vermont Blonde Ale. holy fuck, that's a big opening lineup. And it's a good mixture of beer styles.
Yeah, that actually is.
I would actually have been intrigued to go there. They're at Unit 105, 12021 102 Avenue in Edmonton. They're open Thursday and Friday from 4 p.m. till midnight. And noon on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, finally found it. Okay, it's shit. I thought I saw it. Hold on. It's called Sour Me Unicorn Farts. Apparently, it's brewed with fruity cereal, and it's from Dewclaw Brewing Company out of Maryland.
I've had a couple Dewclaw beers.
I love how it says, I heard you're thrilled about that Lucky Charms beer that dropped a few weeks back. So here's a Fruity Pebbles beer. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, that beer was great advertising for that company. It was great. What else do we have going on? All or Nothing Brewhouse announced a June opening for their Ottawa Brewery. So All or Nothing Brewhouse bought Trafalgar Ales and Meads in Oakville, and they announced they're going back to Oshawa, which was their home city when they were a contract brewery. They'll be opening June 1st from noon till 4, and will feature entertainment by vintage-style strongman Mighty Mike, food from Smokes Poutineery and Lowlands Fine Food, free cake, a local vendor market, and ribbon-cutting ceremony. Intriguing. Sleeman Breweries has made a takeover bid for Wild Rose Brewery out of Calgary, Alberta. So Sleeman is owned by Sapporo. Sapporo would be owning Wild Rose too then. Wild Rose shareholders will be voting on the offer, the amount of which was not been disclosed publicly, on May 9th, with the result of the announcement the following day. So Wild Sleeman plant in... Should the offer be approved, Wild Rose will join a portfolio that includes the main Sleeman plant in Guelph, Okanagan Springs Brewery in British Columbia, Unibrew in Quebec, and the defunct breweries Upper Canada and Maclay's. They actually have a good portfolio, and I wouldn't mind them taking over because usually they don't do much change to anybody. Next, 46 North Brewery, now open in Sudbury. And they opened with Nigel Ainsley, John Coombs, English. That's a fucking long name. Nepawasi Blonde Ale, Yardbird APA, and Tandy Sour. So other than the stupid long fucking 6-word name, it's an interesting list. Route 19 Brewing opening this weekend in Nova Scotia in Cape Breton. And they'll be opening with the 19th Hole Pale Ale, the 1497 IPA, the Sea Ice Double IPA, the Red Rose Scotch Ale, and the Coal Boat Stout. And that's an 8% alcohol stout. Oh my God, that's going to be a very, very dangerous beer. And last but not least, another brewery in Sarnia opening up this summer. River Run Brew Company is opening up. They will be... What is it? And they'll be running the Tin Fiddler Pub on the main floor while John Tidball will operate the brewery. What's up?
Hey, done eating?
Huh?
Done eating? Love ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I love you.
I love you too.
I gotta finish this here beer. Okay. Next beer of the night will be the Taffel beer, or the American Table beer, at 3.1% alcohol.
Well, one of the local breweries that are by me, I was going to say, like, I think they're going to get in trouble. Although they don't ship their beers, so like it'd be like, very difficult unless someone ratted them out. But they had a thing called Pennsylvania steam beer. But I looked on there to see if they still had it on there, and they don't have it on their list of like beers that they have. So I wondered if somebody warned them about, that one company owning the name Steam Beer.
Oh yeah, Maytag. Well, it's not
it'd
him
be
anymore.
dumb to have it called a Pennsylvania California Common. But no, they actually, they actually do have a new beer though. It's called Henry's Ben. Oh, it's like, because there's like a place near us that's called Henry's Bend. But it's called Henry's Bender Grand Cru, and it's 10% alcohol, big oak aged Belgian style Grand Cru.
I like some Grand Crus.
Well, I actually have yet to go to this brewery, and the funny thing is my stepdad knows the fucking owner. So you'd think I'd be there, by now, but...
What was the name of... Oh, fuck. The fucking brewery that got all the bullshit going against them when they went off on social media. Pizza Boy or something?
I think so.
I know it was a Pennsylvania brewery. I just can't remember the fucking name of it. If anyone watching knows, hey, throw it out there. Say hello. What else do we got going on here, guys? What else? There's almost no news this week, so we're going to start talking about bullshit earlier. Hopefully other people join in to continue the bullshit talk.
Controversy.
Wayne Gretzky, the great Brewski, he has a new beer coming out. He has his first beer coming out. Number 99 Rye Lager will be hitting liquor store shelves this month. So, yeah.
What social media was it? Sorry.
Facebook and Twitter, I believe.
Okay. Continue.
So the great one is opening up starting his own beer. He has his wine, which isn't that great. He has his whiskey, which is okay. Now he has a beer coming out, and again, a rye lager. He has rye to begin with, so making a rye lager is kind of just stepping it up from there. Intriguing. I'm actually interested in trying this, but at the same time not, because I don't care to give Wayne Gretzky more money, but at the same time I want to try the beer. So we'll see how things go. There is another thing coming out right now about beer prices will increase if Ford allows corner store alcohol sales, according to a report. You know what? This is all fear-mongering. You know what? Who cares? Doug Ford is an idiot. Rob Ford was an idiot. They're all idiots. Everybody's an idiot. All politicians are idiots. But to sit here and try and fearmonger people into not caring, you know what? If alcohol sold in the corner store, alcohol sold in the corner store. If the corner store sells it for more money, guess what? The only time you're going to buy it at the fucking corner store is for the convenience. You walk in, there's no fucking beer store around you. There's no LCBO around you. There's no grocery store that's selling it around you. You'll buy it at the fucking corner store. If my 7-Eleven was selling beer, I would go buy some beer there because it's right across the street from me. I'm blind. Hey, guess what? I can cross the street. I don't want to walk 2 fucking kilometers to go get beer. So I'll pay a little extra money just to go and get it across the street. Booyah, bitches.
Yeah, I can't find anything. I mean, I found this one thing from September 28, 2018. It goes, last call, Scofflaw, Brew Dog caught in controversy again. This is in Atlanta. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania's Rivertown Brewing.
It was Pizza Boy Brewing.
Oh, it was?
Yep.
Well, I haven't found anything for Pizza Boy.
It's in Enola, Pennsylvania, and it was Owls of Hampton Pizza Boy Brewing. The whole thing got swept under the rug pretty quickly when it was happening.
So what did they do?
Somebody complained about some shit, and they went off, and it was an intriguing little thing. They had their fucking specialty releases, and they sold out at the brewery within a certain amount of time, and then people complained, and then they went off on the hipsters and everything else, and you guys are bitches, you're this, you're that. Like it was interesting.
Oh, so they reacted like typical Pennsylvanians.
Yeah.
Our Amish will fight you, just saying. What's really funny about the north, about like hearing people talk about like the northeastern United States, there's literally like one of my friends went to California to visit family, and they literally said, it's like, yeah, I don't know about the Northeast. Like, there's like very bad vibes there. Like, everybody's just so mean. And I think the reason why is because of the weather. You have to be tough to deal with the weather. And probably because we're miserable all the time because of the weather. It's either super cold or super hot. But, whew. Is there any viewers' comments or?
No viewers' comments. There's some viewers, but no one is commenting.
5 watching. I'm one of the people watching.
What do we got going on? Sorry, the was about me getting an email from my mommy.
Oh, I guess I could try to find some brewery news, like state size. Oh, PA Brewers to release special beer in honor of veterans. What?
That didn't taste very good.
No.
I burped and it wasn't very good.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, because I mean, you sit there and you rate a beer and you're like, hey, this is a really good beer. And then a few minutes later you burp and you're like, oh my God, I wish I hadn't given it the mark I did because it's no good anymore. And I can't forget the taste that just came out of my mouth.
I actually did not too long ago, I did a beer review with a friend of mine. It's on his channel. We reviewed Milwaukee's Best Light. And yeah, that was literally just drinking carbonated water. There was like no flavor at all. Like, I know how like a lot of people joke that a lot of macro beer doesn't taste like anything, but that literally did not taste like anything.
Well, especially a lot of American macro beer doesn't taste like anything.
I mean, Bud Light has more flavor, and it's 40% rice. But what was really funny is like how like bad that beer was. Not that like, you know, it wasn't like it was like bad to the point that it was undrinkable, but it was like we didn't really want to finish the 12-pack. Like, we literally went to the bar and like told people like, hey, there's an after party happening, we have beer. And a lot of people it's like, is there really an after party? It's like, no, we're just trying to get rid of the shitty beer that we have. We just don't want to drink it anymore. But anyway, as I was saying, okay. Later this month, 20 veteran-owned breweries in the state of Pennsylvania will serve Hurry Up and Wait, a collaboration beer dedicated to veterans. The beer is scheduled to be released May 23 in time for Memorial Day weekend. The double IPA was brewed in mid-April at Newfangled Brewworks in Lower Paxton Township. Owner Adam Cole donated the use of its equipment, including the fermenters. The beer was brewed with 2,400 pounds of Keystone Pale, 440 pounds of pale oat malt and 220 pounds of pale triticale from Deer Creek Malt House in Glen Mills. The hops is a Yakima veteran blend and a group of hops hand-selected by a group of veteran-owned breweries across the United States. Other veteran-owned businesses, Gems Hop Farm in Carlisle and First Sip Brew Box in Pittsburgh participated in the collaboration. A portion of the proceeds from the sale of the beer will be donated to Pennsylvania Veterans Foundation, which provides assistance and support to Pennsylvania veterans and their families. Participating breweries include Second Story Brewing in Philadelphia, Aston Abbey Brewing in Aston, Black Forest Brewery in Ephrata, Blueprint Brewing in Harleysville, Burgers Brewing in Pittsburgh, Couch Brewery in Pittsburgh, Cox Brewing in Elizabethtown, Collusion Tap Works in York, Gearhouse Brewing in Chambersburg, Imprint Beer Company in Hatfield, McAllister Brewing in North Wales, Newfangled Brew Works in Lower Paxton Township, Root Down Brewing in Phoenixville, Shoe Brew Brewing in Zelienople, Stonebridge Brewing in Johnstown.
Oh my God, you've read enough of it. Oh my God, stop reading.
House in York, Tatterflag Brewing in Middleton, 107 Brewing in North Wales, and White Horse Brewing in Berlin.
Never, ever, ever, ever read an article that long again.
Cheers to that.
It's a lot of brewery.
That was just too much reading.
Ashley, hello, Carrie. What's going on?
Hello.
Yo.
What be going down?
Yes, indeed.
Be going down, peoples of the world.
You gotta do
It's like
it right.
I hear you, but I don't hear like Ashley for some reason.
Oh no. Okay.
I hear Ashley just fine.
Oh sweet.
My next beer is this blonde fish beer called Prince Eddie's Chin Dropper.
Interesting.
What do you mean by fish beer?
Look at it. There's a fish on it. There's a fish tail coming out of her
Doesn't
head.
mean it's a fish beer.
It's a fish beer. See, she's a fish. She is a fish.
The proper term is mermaid.
And the proper term is not a mermaid because she doesn't have half a body that's fish. She has a head and a fish tail.
Well, by that reasoning, you are in no way, shape, or form a fucking rhino. So
I have a horn.
Do you?
Yes.
I don't think that classifies as a horn.
Why can't I hear Redbeard and Ashley? What the fuck?
Okay, you muted me. That's your one shot.
I don't. I don't think you can.
I
individual.
guess I'll leave the call and come back.
You can do one of those things.
Maybe that'll work.
All right.
Oh my God, that was him with the background noise. Holy fuck, that's like peaceful.
I may have background noise if I have a TV on.
No, I know he sits like on his fucking crazy computer with like 18 fucking thousand fans going or something.
I'm not drinking a beer. I'm drinking a Caesar.
Ew.
Caesar.
Fucking don't like Clamato at all.
No, neither do I.
Yeah, pick it up, fuck.
Yeah, pick it up. Carrie's yelling at you to pick it up.
I'm yelling in agreement.
Wasn't me, it was Carrie.
Yeah, okay. Stop
Wasn't
blaming
me.
Carrie. Carrie's North Bay.
She's not wrong.
She's not wrong. No,
She's not wrong, except she is wrong because it was you that started it.
she's
No.
not.
You do not have to repeat me at all.
No, your mic is doing something funny.
Me?
Yes, you.
God
It's
damn.
It's like a fluttery noise.
Yeah, it's my fucking webcam mic is on crack sometimes. Here, just meh.
Next beer.
There we go.
There you go.
Next beer is from Salter Street, which is the first review that I really posted with Alicia, where she made the company that made that Magic Hour, where she made the greatest face ever and freaked out. But this is their Sublime, which is a lime wit beer.
Oh,
Interesting.
way to start her off on something.
I'm drinking some Saroon soon.
Wow.
Dude, yeah, Turn off that mic, man.
Still?
Yeah.
What?
You must be like defaulting back to it.
How about now?
All right, there we go. That works. And my dinner's ready. I'll be right back.
Better, Ash?
Yes, it
Okay,
is.
good. Fucking
It is.
thing.
It is and it isn't.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm having some surround sound, I was saying.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's
Just had a sparkle puff.
Oh, nice. Now, I've been meaning to do the Sparkle Puff Juicy Ass Cuvée.
It's not bad. It's
It's
quite
not bad.
good. I've done it a few times.
Yeah.
Actually, I find like pretty much any like New England style beer, I'll like, even like this one here, surround sound. I'm probably gonna drink it till there's about that much left in my glass,
Yeah.
and then I've got some juicy ass. I'm gonna fucking mix that up.
Fuck it up.
So you're doing like a beer alchemy with those two?
Yeah, I do that. I do that quite often actually. With like,
No, I do a lot of beer alchemy
especially
too. I just didn't-
especially when they're the same style. It really tends to just kind of, they give you like the best parts of each one go into the, yeah, it works out well. Or like the new Ontario frisky tree topper, which is their English pale ale mixed with their hoppy red ale.
I actually
pretty
did one
good.
of those.
I love that.
It actually was very, very good. It reminded me of one that I was doing with Cameron's, which was Cameron's Old Auburn Ale with their black lager.
Nice.
Yeah,
New Ontario actually just released today. I got to go get one tomorrow. Their this year's iteration of the maple beer, which they called originally it was the sapsucker, and then they did the weird fucking sour
I
beer.
remember. I remember Sapsucker.
Yeah, and this year it's something else. I can't remember what it is.
I remember that sour beer blowing up and Brian freaking out.
Yeah, that was in sapsucker. That was another one.
Right.
I can't remember what they called the sour one.
I just remember him freaking.
Oh, they're calling it the Sap Tapper this year, which just doesn't sound nearly as good.
That just doesn't sound right. Sap Tapper.
And the label, like honestly, the label looks kind of not that great.
That's
The-
New Ontario?
Yeah.
That's weird.
That's New Ontario?
Yeah.
Are they redoing all of their artwork and stuff?
No, they're one-off beers. They're very odd with their labeling. Like
Yeah.
some of their core beers, you can like really instantly tell what they are.
Yeah.
But then you go into like the bottle shop and like they're all these different fucking weird designs, man. It's odd.
You know, for a marketing perspective, it's not the best idea to do that because then it just doesn't become recognizable, right? So, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, as long as everything that goes into the LCBO is, all looks the same.
The two beers they have in the LCBO definitely look the same.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. What are you? You said you're having a Caesar there. Never mind.
Yeah, it was funny. I was watching on my lunch break. I was watching YouTube this video of like Irish people try Canadian foods for the first time, and they get their reactions. And there's a bunch.
Was that on the Try channel or whatever the fuck it is?
Oh, I don't even know. It just came up on my recommended, and anyways, they all tried this. They tried a Caesar, a poutine, coffee crisp, like chocolate bar. Shit, there's a few other things, and I was like, a Caesar. I want a Caesar.
There's one channel that's all like Irish people try this or they check this out, this and that, and it's there's a few specific like people that are on it frequently that are really, really funny to get the reactions of. Like they do a lot of like
Irish
they try the he's one of the people on there. They try the or they got Leather Jacket guy, he's one of the guys. And they do like they try a lot of different beers from places and a lot of like they try different tequilas from around the world and shit.
I'm pretty sure it's just called the Try channel.
It used to be called Facts, and then something happened, and now it's called the Try channel, I think. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a whole bunch. There's some really funny people that do it. But yeah, it's a bunch of Irish. It's in Ireland, and they get shit sent to them from all over the world, and
it's a very entertaining channel. It's so weird.
The wife stole my fucking headphones.
Nice.
And now she's giving me the finger.
It's really weird having a drink beside me right now because I redid the base of my fucking like little apparatus I have here. It wasn't sitting straight, and I didn't realize it was sitting on that much of an angle because now it's actually sitting straight.
Right,
And
Jamie.
my drink is like half a fucking foot higher than it was before. It's so weird.
So I got a phone call from my mother before this started,
Oh, interesting.
and she decided she was sending me a birthday gift of $50. And the first question is, what's the name of your oldest son? That's the question to get it. And she didn't spell it right. So I have no idea how she spelt his name.
Nice. Or maybe you just don't know how to spell your own son's name.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know how to spell my own son's name.
Or maybe you're just typing like a blind person.
Unless she wrote my name.
Maybe are you her oldest son?
Oh, she did an e-transfer.
Well, that was obvious from the get-go. Jesus, Ashley.
No,
I thought it was pretty obvious.
sorry.
Ashley's living in the past. Days of money orders
Living
and
La
shit.
vida loca.
God. No, I do e-transfers all the time.
Remember back
Dude,
in the
I
back
don't
in the,
really believe you right now.
back in the days of like eBay when it was like still new, it was all about money orders.
Hmm.
I used to get so many money orders.
Oh my god, it was my name.
There you go.
What's your oldest child?
I think it was like she was like thinking that it was asking her that question. So like, what's her
Yeah.
older child?
She's the one that wrote the question.
Well, she's obviously an older lady if she's your mom. Maybe she's just not all up on the fucking shits. I don't know.
Maybe her e-transfer gave her an option, like a drop-down menu of questions.
Yeah.
She's not that old, sir.
Well, how old is she?
Well, I turn a certain age tomorrow, which means she would be 56.
So old enough to like not be like super up on technology and shit. And you turn a certain age, really?
Yeah, I turn a certain age tomorrow.
Do you? And we can't know this age.
It's still in my 30s, but it's getting up there.
Aren't you and I the same age? It's like you're
No.
you're either turning 38 or 39 right now. I guarantee.
No, I'm turning a year younger than what you said.
Oh. And you're just incapable of saying 37,
Yes, I'm incapable of admitting that I'm turning 37.
even though you just did it.
Yep.
Fail.
I know.
Were you doing beer reviews tonight, Chud?
Only way I have beer to drink, sir. Though I did record over the last week about 35 reviews with Alicia.
Jeez, I know you've been untapping like crazy.
Some guy left a comment. Actually, Earth left a comment on one of my YouTube videos going off about how I need to use Untapped. It's pretty funny.
I use Untapped solely to keep track of what I've drank. That's the only reason I use it.
I don't know why, but I have as far as a memory for that goes, like if I walk into an LCBO or a beer store, I look around and I know what I've had and what I haven't had.
It's just I'm close to 5,000 different beers, right? So I walk into a brewery and they're like, "Hey, we got this, and this on tap." I'm like, "Oh, did I have that?"
Yeah,
Yeah, fair enough on that front.
I know what you're saying.
But again, like my YouTube channel, I just like go to YouTube, search Redbeard and the name of the beer, and if
I would do that if I did it like you, where I do one a day, but I batch record, right? So I have.
No, I do the same. Like I don't, and it's one every 2 days ish at this point. But yeah, like I've got probably 30 or 40 pre-recorded right now.
Yeah, I have about 45 on my phone and about 150 on the computer.
That's a few.
Yeah. Just like I untapped one that we hadn't drank. It was just I found the video and I'm like, oh shit, I haven't tapped this one yet. So I tapped it and then Fairweather bitched at me a year and a half.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Nice.
Speaking of untapped, Red, Joe just tapped a beer that is right up your alley. It's called Pineapple Dactyl. Probably
Really?
can't see it. It's got a.
I can see it.
There you go.
That's pretty funny.
You got to make the pterodactyl noise.
That's you gotta breathe in. I keep saying this. And if you really want to go hardcore, you can talk while breathing in as well. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, I used to do that all the time until I got yelled at.
So, Red, tell me about the chemicals that you deal with on a daily basis.
I was doing this long before the Hood fan started, my friend.
Remember, he peed and puked in places he shouldn't have.
What?
We remember your stories. Don't you worry.
Oh, okay. I never peed. I never peed anywhere I wasn't supposed to. It was just I just threw up. I just threw up. Didn't pee.
Barfed all over the place.
Be careful in that Airbnb, man.
Oh God, yeah.
No, again, like that. I want to say 17, maybe 16 when that happened.
Yeah, that's
It is-
about
it is-
the age I was when I filled up. Wow, that was pretty good.
That was
Oh
a
no,
decent-
he's
decent
gone now.
attempt.
See, you just angered Nick so much.
So I that was about the age I was when I blocked my friends. Nick is Jace.
God.
Probably.
Uh,
How many sock accounts do all these guys have?
lots.
Like how does Jace even get the link? That's the biggest question. He's like that's proof. It's either he's either one of us or one of us is like in cahoots and we're like, hey man, I'm gonna send you the link. Let's hop in.
That wasn't
was
the
Nick.
real.
Look at him laughing. It was him. He's like, fuck, I fucked up.
No, I'm not Jace. I just popped in to do a pterodactyl scream and then leave.
Oh, that was you who made that sound. I thought it was Red.
But then as soon as you left, Jace Westcott showed up.
Seriously?
Yeah, and then left.
That's fucked up.
So
yeah, is it Nick? Is it?
Oh, yeah, right.
No, we're not. I'm not lying. It happened, but we're all wondering now, like, because you disappeared and then he was there, and then he disappeared. Now you're back.
You're back.
Oh, are you seeing this logo?
No, the Maple Leaf thing.
Nah,
It said
other than that.
it said Jace.
Yeah, there was that logo, Pterodactyl Scream. That logo was gone. Then there was the Maple Leaf. That Maple Leaf was gone. Then you were back.
Nick Westcott. Jace Lowe.
Somebody change his nickname. Anyway, where was I going? What was I even talking about? Fuck.
Magic
Um,
What's that, Ashley?
I can't remember. All I was going to say about the Jace Westcott situation is that regardless of whose ever sock account it is, we are Jace. Or I am Jace.
I am Spartacus.
We are Jace.
We are Negan. No, we're not.
We are Legion.
I was going more like we are. I am Groot thing, and then he says,
I am Groot.
We are Groot. Yeah. We are Jace. We are Westcott.
We should get that put on a shirt.
we are Westcott.
We are Westcott.
That'd be awesome.
I don't even remember what we were talking about. Oh, yeah. Okay, so you being 16 or 17 and doing that in your friend's bed. When I was 16 or 17, that's when I puked so much in my friend's basement sink that I clogged it.
I've never done that, although I had a friend over one night and he did that to my sink and I had to fucking clean it, which probably one of, if not the most, like, and what I do for a living, I'm just, I guess, that used to grease and stuff. Grease isn't like something that was chewed up and came out of a person. And yeah, like cleaning up puke is fucking so like.
That was the same night 2 girls got sent to the hospital with alcohol poisoning. That was a drinking party. That was.
Yeah, I've never had. Maybe I've been somewhat on the verge or something like that. I've been very drunk, but I've never been. I've never had alcohol poisoning or like
I've been bad enough to the point where I really should have went to the hospital. I know that I went home. I could barely move the next day, and I was like in bed the entire weekend. It was like got really stupid drunk on Friday night. Was in bed the entire weekend because I just couldn't fucking move. It was so bad.
And that is where Nick's permanent brain damage came from.
Could be.
I've never been that.
No. Anyway, but no, this actually plays into another my own puking story because that night I was over at Fuzz's place. We were I was drinking quite heavily, and I was sitting in a chair the whole night watching a movie, so I didn't really notice how drunk I was getting. I didn't really know my limits back then. So I remember getting really super stupid drunk on like Bacardi 151 and Cokes and beer and
That'll do it.
Irish cream and coffee and stuff like that, just all kinds of random shit. And I remember waking it up at like 2:30 in the morning or something, started puking in his sink so bad that I didn't clog it, but I left black sticky mess all over the place and felt bad for making a mess. But that same apartment that Fuzz had became my apartment like 2 years later. So, because I moved in when he moved out, and when I was cleaning up the bathroom after he moved out, I still found puke spots.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
bad.
this is not me, but this is a thing that we've been trying to figure out forever. So as you guys know, Boychuk, as most of you, I think Carrie would be the only one. Well, Carrie and Ashley probably don't know about it, but Boychuk owns several houses. One of them is called the House of Wayward Boys. The Cantankerous Cook has lived there. The Cartoon has lived there. The Honey Monsters lived there. The Man-Child's lived there. Right now, actually, it is the Cartoon and the Honey Monster that live in the house. So one of the room at one point it was the Cartoon, the Honey Monster, the Cantankerous Cook, and the Man-Child. But when the Man-Child moved out and we were all cleaning because the Man-Child doesn't know how to clean, his ceiling fan was covered in puke. Now you'd think that would be bad, right? You think the ceiling fan covered in puke would be bad. However, what we're trying to figure out, and we still can't figure it out to this day, is how he had puke on both sides of the ceiling fan.
Wow, that's wow.
The only thing we can think is that he tried to cover and it spewed straight up.
It just yeah.
Projectile, like,
And then like
Good
straight
one.
back down onto him. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It must have like hit the ceiling or something.
Oh.
And Jeff, who some of you know, who helps me out with the festival, one of my best friends and all that, back home. One time we were his mom was driving him home in his own car because we were all so drunk, and he puked so badly into the dash that we were still pulling puke out of the like the air system for like 3 months.
That's gross. Every time you put on your defrost.
Oh, it was every time he turned on the fucking air conditioner or anything, just
Nasty.
gross.
I remember the show My Name is Earl.
yes.
I remember there's an episode of that where they're talking about like they were stranded in the car or something, and I guess it had happened before, and because it happened before and they almost like starved or something, Randy, the dumb brother guy, he had like stuffed like all these peanuts and random snacks and stuff into the vents, so they had like all these like things to eat while they were stuck. It's pretty funny.
Gross.
That was a good show, and the way it
That was a
ended
good
made me
show.
so sad.
It's just like I heard one story about somebody like basically puking into the vent of a car, and
Yeah,
that's
gross.
impossible to clean out.
Yeah, you can't.
There's I imagine like there's more things, and like anything, like if you puked all over a stereo or a computer or something and it got like into shit, you know what I mean? Like you're gonna fuck everything up. Like puking can ruin a lot. Like puke all over a laptop.
No thanks.
Fuck. Ugh.
How would you allow yourself to barf all over a laptop though?
So some people, man, just like I lived for a while with this chick who was like a friend of a friend. I kind of knew her. And I knew she drank and stuff, but I didn't realize she was like that kind of just fucked up. Like she was just a nasty person, kind of like grossish person. And this one night she drank wine and she just get fucking hammered off wine. And like I was sitting in the living room watching TV, and her bedroom was like across the room from the bathroom, kind of off to I could see like the door to her bedroom, and she walked out of the bedroom into the bathroom, and I heard just the most fucking horrible sound of my life. And after a little while, she came out, and then I sat there watching TV. After a while, I had to use the bathroom, and I walked in, and just the way she left the toilet and everything like around after she threw up, like the next day, I just went off on her. It was so gross.
Who wants to guess where the furthest away spot that has bought a ticket for the festival is so far?
Thunder Bay.
Flint, Michigan.
Someone from Flint, Michigan bought a ticket.
Yep.
Interesting.
We also have 2 tickets sold in Kingston.
Oh, okay.
Is Flint, Michigan further than Thunder Bay?
No.
Didn't
No,
think so.
it's like an hour away from Windsor.
So like that's how far is that from the festival? Like 3-4 hours?
More than that.
Be a 6.5 hour drive.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually
once I buy my ticket, I'm going to be pretty close to that. And actually, I want to say Nick's probably going to be the record holder.
Yep.
Hey, one in Montreal.
Again, Nick beats that.
Unless they're just using a VPN, at which point you have no idea where this person is.
Yeah, I was going to say I'll like call out west and get one of my friends out there to buy me a ticket. Buy my ticket from there.
It's just doing it based on the IP address, right?
Probably. Well, unless they imagine they probably get the tickets mailed to them, or do they the physical tickets, or like your cell phone ticket?
No, this is the online tickets from Ticket Scene.
So like you just scan them, like you scan your phone basically when you show up, kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So yeah, that could just be based on IP.
Well, shit. I'm like.
Well, although you probably have to set up an account through Ticket Scene, so
You
it's
do,
probably So
okay, yeah.
So yeah, it probably would be their actual.
I gotta go take a pee. While I'm gone, Carrie's in charge.
Oh well.
Weird. That's like the second time it's ever happened.
So do you have any like Canadian beer news, Carrie?
I don't have anything specific pulled up. No.
Why don't you tell us about all the happenings in North Bay?
Not much. As far as what I might be doing,
Like
Highlander has contacted me again, so hopefully I'm going to be helping them with some festivals this summer. And then we did the Hood Fan at a place here in North Bay. It's called The Boat. Like we have a little cruise ship that goes around Lake Nipissing called the Chief Commander 2. The original Chief Commander is Commander. It's the original is dry docked, like permanently, like part of the waterfront in North Bay, and it's called The Boat. It's a restaurant/bar. And we did their Hood Fan recently, and the owner wants me to come in once they open. I believe they're opening for like the May 2-4 weekend.
Yeah.
Like the boat's completely not winterized, so it just sits idle over the winter time and then opens for this nice season.
Yeah. And
once they open, apparently they're doing some kind of beer festival stuff, and they want me to help them like with it. So that should be interesting.
Nice.
And then the station, a restaurant here in town, had a small beer festival last year that went over really well, and they're probably going to do it again this year. And I think they want me to help them too. So like, getting my festival game on.
There you go. And you're doing work with Highlander. So.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, like again, like I enjoyed doing Lake of the Woods a bit more, just because whenever I was helping out with Lake of the Woods,
there's more.
There was like at least 3 of us every single time, and usually when I'm with Highlander, it's just me, which makes it a lot more actual work. Like when I was Lake of the Woods, it was like kind of getting paid to have fun.
Yeah.
With Highlander, it's a lot more like gotta run, make sure your ice is stocked, and fucking keep your beer stocked and everything. And the festival I went to, they had the jockey boxes, and my kegs had
just you.
Yeah, and my kegs had no ice to keep my kegs. And by the end of the day, it was like a 30-degree day. By the end of the day, like I was like pouring pitchers of foam and just letting the foam like settle down and like pouring samples out of that, because the kegs were so warm that even the jockey boxes, there wasn't enough coil to cool it down enough.
See, one of my rules is there has to be at least 2, because there has to be somebody at the table at all times, and people need to go pee and this and that. And
well, yeah, what I always do, like I try to make sure I'm situated between 2 other breweries that have more than one person. So I'm like, can you cover me for a second? Because like I find that's one of the cool things about festivals is that the camaraderie between like you like the first festival I ever did, my jockey box, like the tap for the keg was like the wrong size or something. It would not lock into the keg. And I'm like asking around, anybody, can you help me? And the one guy's like, yeah, I got a whole spare fucking system here. Brings over his wrenches and stuff and took it all apart and fixed me right up. Like, yeah. Or at the end of the one festival when I got just dumped on with rain, and I'm like, anybody have a shirt possibly? The guy from Whiskey Jack's like, yeah, man, take a shirt.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, see, the only thing we've ever had that didn't get helped with was Nickelbrook showed up one time, and Nickelbrook pours with beer gas, not with CO2. and they forgot their tanks. And they were asking everybody, and everybody's like, "We can give you CO2," and he's like, "No, I need beer gas." Well, then you're on your own, man. We all have CO2. We can help you out, but we can't help you out with what you want.
One of the coolest things I saw was Lake of Bays at a festival.
Hi, your
And-
mom.
Cheers, man.
What's up?
And they had like, you know how a lot of places don't even bother with rinsing your glass and stuff before you
Yeah.
pour the sample. Like I always try to make sure I have a pitcher of water to rinse the glass.
Yeah.
And it blows your mind how many people are like, "Holy crap, thank you." Like, nobody else does that. But Lake of Bays actually had a keg of water, obviously pressurized, and then hooked up to just one of those like things you'd have in a bar.
Yeah.
Where you put the glass upside down, it sprays it,
Yeah.
and just like rinse your glass. There you go. And it was the only brewery I've ever seen with that. It just seemed like the most. Obviously, it's a whole extra keg of water, so it's a bit of room and weight that you got to carry with you. But such a good idea.
Bring a picture and fill it up.
No, again, that's what I do.
That's what he.
But that's just even just like the pitcher. You got to take the glass, you got to pour it, switch it around, dump it. This just like done. It's just
Yeah, we
it's
used to
really cool.
first few years. I would give a bucket to every single brewery, and then they had a bucket to pour into, like when they did the swish.
Yeah.
Nice. Well,
Like
again,
a shit bucket.
Yes, like a shit bucket, but it was for it was a swish
Yeah.
bucket.
It was
well,
a
again,
switch.
one of the things again, like being alone and having that kind of like wanting to make sure people's shit's rinsed. So often I'm like, people show up and it's like 1 second, and I run across the thing to like where the water is, fill my pitcher up, run back. Okay, good to go.
Yeah.
Gotta make sure. Your
But again,
rinsed.
people appreciate it. So
Need a bucket to rinse your shit. Shit bucket.
Shit bucket. Shit bucket.
just a couple things. I need to talk to Dwayne about that and just kind of get a couple more things kind of sorted so shit works out a bit easier.
Fuck, you should be a CEO, man. CEO of Lake of Bays in New Ontario.
My next
this
beer,
is Highlander.
my next
Oh,
beer
fuck.
is Porter of Prov from Manitoulin.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I've not seen that.
You'd be taking a step down from your current employer to be the CEO of Highlander.
You know what though? Like I changed some things. Obviously, like the beer they make is good, but it's so unadventurous and just kind of boring in my eyes. But their facility, it's a really nice brewery. Like I think 2 people, or even just one person, mans the whole thing. It's all like very modernized and just fucking really well done.
So a robot makes the beer.
Yes and no. Like there's still a person there taking care of everything, but it's just done to the
No,
point where
They just got one bitch boy, and he's he does all the work. Shoveling grains,
Shovel those grains.
pitching yeast. That's all he does.
you know what? In all honesty, because it's in South River, I bet that the farmers that come to take that stuff probably do a lot of the shoveling themselves.
What is it? Royal City does most of their beers off their phone. Like they have it set up so they do a lot of their brewing right from their phone.
Really?
Is that
Yeah.
why their beer's shit?
Alicia said that. Not
I've only ever had their the smoked honey whatever stuff and that hibiscus
Royal
stuff. Yeah.
Hibiscus one. They had worm.
And well, the smoked honey one I originally had, they were the only brewery to actually ask me to take down a review. Like just not, they asked nicely, like they would take it down, but they were sending me new stuff, and they're like, "Can you take down the other one?" But this was when I was like on my road to 1,000. So now at this point in time, now that I'm not like so in a row kind of thing, I'll miss a day or two here and there. I don't really care. Then now I might do something like that. But back then it was
no,
like, no,
you don't
sorry.
do that, man. You
Never do that.
You put up what you put up. If you
Yeah,
don't like
yeah.
a beer or anything like that, that's just the way it is.
Well, yeah, and again, I did make I said like this is obviously not fresh. Something's not right. So yeah, I agree. Touche.
And I mean, you know what? If you're gonna, it's just, I got in this talk with Ray, who is one of the owners of Railway City, because he used to get angry that I'd put up reviews of his beer, and they obviously had spoiled, and I'd even say in the review, this is spoiled. He's like, well, why do you put the beer up? I go, because you're selling a beer that has to be refrigerated because you're doing absolutely no filtering at all, no pasteurization, and you're selling it to the LCBO. They're sitting on it in their warehouse for a little while. Then they put it on their shelves, and their shelves aren't refrigerated. And by the time I get it, it's tasting like sour milk. That's on you. as
Oh,
much as
that's-
it's on them.
100% valid, man. Well, it's funny. It's funny. The one place here in North Bay, it's actually the closest place to me to get beer. The independent grocer. They have got at this point the best craft selection in North Bay by miles, but they have no refrigeration. Well, they have one fridge where like kind of their most popular macro shit sits, but aside from that, everything just sits out, which is the only thing that really annoys me about it.
And I mean, I re-reviewed every beer when I was at the brewery, and I'm like, okay, this is how it tastes fresh. So come to the brewery and get it. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, yeah, no, fair enough, man. I agree with you. I concur with your statement.
and then he rage quit me when Double Dead Elephant came out at like $10 a bottle, while you could get 10 bitter years at the time for like $4 a bottle. And I was like, yeah, no, I would never spend this money on this bottle. That's when he rage quit me.
Nice.
Now it's on par. It's in a can now instead of the big 600 milliliter fucking champagne bottle, and it's on par with other IPAs that it would be.
Yeah.
In. So that would be different now. But then why am I going to spend like $10 on something that's just oh look, it's a painted bottle. I'm going to spend $10 on something when what's inside it is no better than the stuff I can get for $4.
Pop top, man. Pop tops are cool.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, the only brewery like I'm blocked by Junction.
Junction, Mr.
Yeah.
Patterson blocked you.
Like I had a beer by them, and I cracked. It was the first beer I ever cracked. Though I think it was the first one I ever cracked open, and the beer just like exploded everywhere. And I what the hell? And like I didn't judge it really on that though, but like I'm assuming because that happened, something was wrong with the beer because I drank it. It was not. I didn't like it at
You've
all.
had that problem before. Interesting.
This is true.
Maybe it's not the beer.
I've got like some crazy infectious bacteria that makes it through the seal and infects the beer as soon as I grab the can.
I'm just speculating.
No, again, like you're not wrong. Like the whole Syndaham, whatever's fucking debacle that happened, that was really, really weird. Those beer, like, and again, I had them for like maybe 2 weeks, and I got them,
Hey
took
guys.
them, put them in
By
the
the way-
fridge. What?
Sorry. I was going to say, thanks for muting me. I'm pretty sure my, fan was getting annoying.
Yeah, it does that.
No, yeah. So continue there, Carrie. You put them in the fridge.
Yeah, and that was it. I put them in the fridge, and then at the point of review, I took them out of the fridge and cracked them open, and they just went. They weren't explosive, but they just kept on foaming and foaming and foaming and foaming and foaming.
And the only one that did that for me was the Belgian IPA, which I did recently, and even in the video I knew why it happened. I'm like, okay, so they're using beets in this, obviously, by the color and everything else. It's live yeast. I don't refrigerate my beer. This is not on them, it's on me. Let's try it and see what it is. And it was so dry because the sugars had eaten everything in there. Sorry, the yeast had eaten everything in there.
Yeah, I remember the Belgian IPA. I think that's what it was. I did not like
Yours was refrigerated, and yours blew up more than mine did.
Shit makes no sense. Apparently, though, they were saying they want to potentially send some beers to the bottle share, which is kind of cool.
We'll see if that actually happens.
Well, yeah, I gave them Ashley's info, like YouTube info, to send them a message of some kind, and I assume if that had happened, he would have let us know. Because yeah, they commented on the live one that Chris and I did for the porter.
How did you like the porter?
Best of the three by a million miles, but still kind of just a porter, like nothing amazing, but just a decent porter. Speaking, Ashley's back. Has Syndaham Ales contacted you in any shape, way, or form yet?
No, not yet.
No. Were
they supposed to?
Well, yeah. I was just saying that they had commented on the live review that Chris and I did for the porter, and said that they had gotten wind of the bottle share and wanted to potentially send some beer to the bottle share. So I gave them your info.
Yeah, wasn't it? You know what? Yeah, that's they haven't contacted me, but now I remember. Yes,
That's
like send
That's on
well, yeah. I let you know. That's funny that you're drinking that beer. It's the other safety seal beer.
yeah. Well.
Ooh, Von Buell.
There was no
They
safety seal.
safety seal those? No, they don't safety seal them, do they?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they do. It's fucking stupid.
There you go.
When did they start doing that? I really want one of those.
One of these.
Yeah.
Mm.
I just had the new Waterloo raspberry rattler. I think it's pretty tasty. Although I got far too mad when I read the ingredients and it said beer. It's like beer and then other stuff. I'm like, what's in the beer? Why would you put it? Like, I got so unnecessarily mad.
So you
I
didn't
noticed
that? Chad, did you?
It was funny.
At least you recognize that you got unnecessarily angry.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
And I think I was like, I
You didn't blow it up with a firecracker or anything, did you?
No. Again, like the flavor wise, it was really good. It was very tasty.
I thought this shit tasted just like fuzzy peaches.
That's cool.
Oh, the
That's
candy.
a small can.
Yeah, it tastes like candied peaches, right? There's a little bit of mango in the taste, but I mean, it's got that kind of candy taste. Because it actually says not just apple juice like they put in, but it also says sucrose syrup in the ingredients list. So they added fucking sugar to this.
Wow.
Smoothhead, what do you think?
Yeah,
What did I have? I had something like the other night by the Ernest Cider Company. I think it was called Impeachment, and it was like a peach apple cider, and it was fucking delicious.
nice. Well, this stuff isn't bad. Let me leave.
But it's not beer.
What's the percentage on that?
4.4%.
Well,
That's actually a high ABV
I
rattler.
was gonna say it's a
Yeah, it
little-
is. I mean, it really should be for around 2.5, but the people that would probably drink this kind of beer in this kind of market would probably be the type that say, "Oh, 4%, I'm getting ripped off," or 2.5%, I'm getting ripped off.
You talking about Gregory again?
Gregory.
What the fuck?
Even I wouldn't think I'm getting ripped
I
off,
know.
but myself, I just stuff like that. I might buy
Oh yeah,
a
like
can
something
here
like
and there.
I think
but-
Greg's the one that says that if I don't get such and such percentage, I feel like I'm not paying it, or I don't want to pay too much money for a 2.5% beer. I'm like, it's the ingredients that go into the beer, not the percentage that comes out of it.
True.
Well, he doesn't hope
Sometimes they go hand in hand.
But again,
What?
like I drink beer for like, yeah, you used to drink beer like when I was just bud and stuff, like basically just to get a buzz on. But now I go for the flavor, hence like I go buy a 6-pack. There's 6 different beers, maybe 2 of one kind or something like that. But try to mix it up and get a melange of flavors. But at the same time, I'm having some beers. Gonna go to bed in a while. Wouldn't mind having a bit of a buzz. You know, if I fucking drinking like 2.5 or 3% beers, you're gonna have to drink a lot more.
There we go. What the fuck? How come I can't hear anybody?
So apparently I've been talking to myself because I didn't realize my microphone was turned off.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna head out because like I can't hear anybody besides me. I even now I can't hear Ashley or Redbeard, and I've been trying to get in and out of this freaking thing a whole bunch of times because I couldn't hear Nicholas or whoever your mom is. So
Sir, you have a good night.
yeah, you too, and good night to everybody else. Sorry I can't hear you guys.
All right.
See ya.
Have a good one, sir. Yeah.
You're amazing, Ashley.
Oh my god!
You guys are amazing.
Oh my god! I feel so bad right now.
Hey, Carrie, this is the kind of stuff we attempt to do to you at all times.
Oh,
Man, that's great. That's great. It's also we got. Remember
glad
Dan?
you didn't come in
Dan?
and ruin it. There you were.
Remember Dan that one time? Dan, we can't hear you. What's going on?
No, actually, you were kind of did.
You did that to me once too, Gus.
You and Shad both kind of ruined it because like we were all staying perfectly still as if it was frozen or something like that.
Did you hear me doing anything?
No, but you were gone and you popped back up, so it was like, fuck, it's obviously not frozen now.
Well, I made it almost. I should have made it seem like, oh, well, I couldn't say anything, but I almost like.
But no,
I
you
can't
came
hear
in,
us, like,
but you came in and didn't say anything. But then all of a sudden, Chad, but he was able to hear Chad. But that it is weird that even, I think even if we were talking,
I
because
don't think
at one point he was having serious issues with not being able to hear us somehow,
Not hearing you guys.
which doesn't make any sense at all. I've never had a Google Hangout be like selective with who I can hear and who I can't hear unless they're muted.
I'm just glad he saw me fake talking. That was awesome.
That was brilliant.
I did a bit myself, but I saw you being like excessive with it. I was like, yeah, Ashley's got this. He's got
You
it.
actually looked like you were trying to talk to him, so it was.
I knew something was up. I was going to say, "Hey, Ash, you're muted," and I say, "Wait a second, the mute button isn't there." What's going on here?
I was legitimately muted. I was talking for like 5 minutes without anyone hearing anything I had to say.
Oh, it's because you were doing a review off camera.
No.
Did you?
My avatar is more appropriate now than ever. Then
Yeah, I suppose.
Very much so a shit bucket.
Yeah.
2 Chet's
Bucket Oku. That could be a bucket of chocolate ice cream.
4 dudes, 1 bucket.
Oh yeah, Nick. In regards to your gift, you said R.I.P. guy who played Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Yeah, Peter Mayhew passed away.
Wasn't that old either. Sad.
No, but he had health issues. I think. Well, he was pretty tall. That's why he got one of the biggest reasons he got the role.
Yeah, quite often people like really really tall or
Was
like.
be a pun there. That was one of the biggest reasons why he got the.
Oh no, I wasn't going for that, but yeah, I suppose it works. But it was a stretch, but.
Oh, you guys are still funny.
Wow, that was no. Terabaka. I used to be okay at it, but I haven't done it in a long time, and there's like a weird thing you kind of gotta do with like your tongue, and yeah, it's
A weird thing you got to do with your tongue. Is
to
that
do
what-
it to do an accurate Chewbacca kind of yell. Yeah, it's weird. It's like
You
it's,
gotta, like,
Hey, how dark is your area?
there's YouTube tutorial videos on it.
Hey, Redbeard, how dark is your?
That's gonna be. I'm using that as a pickup line at the fest.
How dark is your area?
Hey you, how dark's your area?
Hey, you. Chad missed that last night.
It's like instead of how deep is your love, how dark is your area?
How
Can't
dark
get it.
is your
I didn't fully.
How dark is your
Nice, you were.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
I don't know. You randomly typed 37 in the side chat a while ago. I just noticed. Is that what it was?
That's me telling you how old I was.
Oh, good stuff. Maybe
I
that's
thought
how
you were
much.
younger than that.
Maybe that's how much wood a woodchuck could chuck if he could chuck some wood.
I thought you were younger than that, Chad.
I turn 37 tomorrow, sir.
Wow. For some reason, I thought you were 3 years younger than me.
I'm going to be donating the cost of a ticket or something to the Ronald McDonald Children's Charity thing in lieu of a gift for you. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're just buying a ticket.
Yeah.
Tool.
Womp womp. Whackity schmack.
Well, hey, I get my first real paycheck tomorrow.
Ooh. You finally get paid.
From
Wait,
on,
they pay
on,
you?
on the payroll, baby. On the payroll.
They pay you?
Yeah, reasonably well.
Who pays you?
My employer,
No, he doesn't.
my landlord.
your slave owner.
Your
Yeah,
slave owner.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, my lord and master.
I
Basically.
have not seen the new Pet Cemetery movie.
I have no desire to see that. I saw the first one and it fucking creeped me. The scene where the kid like cuts the old man's fucking like tendon and oh Christ, I can never. My mind can never unsee that.
Yep, you can't unsee that. You're 100% correct.
For me, the movie that messed me up the most was Child's Play.
I never saw that because I think I'd seen other movies and I was like, you know what? No, horror movies can fuck off at this point. I watched the trailer for that stupid looking Florida alligator movie.
What?
There's some movie where like there's a hurricane coming and they're trapped in the basement of their Florida home.
Anaconda.
No, it's some new thing. It's an alligator, and it
So
shows up.
it's like Sharknado, but it's with alligators.
No, it's one alligator.
That's enough. It's an alligator.
Jaws.
It's a one huge. Basically, it has jaws. But no, the whole thing is like in Florida, for the most part, homes are 100% built without basements because of the hurricanes and flooding that happens.
Yeah.
So the whole premise of this basement thing in this house in Florida
Makes no
is
sense.
just ridiculous. And like you read the comments on the trailer, and that's all it is. People being like, "No one ever been to Florida. What the fuck's going on? How is this the movie about Florida? What the fuck? Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!" It's pretty funny.
Everglades. Is that what the movie's called?
Is that what it's called?
No, it's like some short fucking title. It's probably like right there on trending if I go to trending.
Gator.
No. Just stop. You're not gonna get it.
Croc.
You're repeatedly failing again and again and again.
What was that guy from,
which I enjoy, but still.
Suicide Squad. What was that guy called? He was Croc.
Oh yeah, it's called Killer Croc. There you go. Super original. Oh, it's a gator though, so it wouldn't work. Hey, anybody here watch Hot Ones? I know a few guys do, eh?
I do.
Some guy, but he did a parody. Just like go to YouTube and search for every Hot Ones ever, and he does like this awesome impression of the host, and it's like him sitting there and just doing like all of the kind of cliches that happen almost every single time. It's really funny. Wow, it's not as high in trending as I figured it would be. Where'd I see it?
Chad, was there any exciting Canadian beer news that you read to chat?
Any exciting Canadian beer news? There was a new brewery in Edmonton that opened up with like 9 beers.
Wow.
Did you read it? I'm changing the beer laws.
Nothing, no.
So they didn't read all the news.
Nope, don't care anymore, man. I look for stuff quickly and that's it.
You're very close, Ewart, but it's called Crawl.
Wow.
Netflix Black Summer? ? I liked it. I watched the first episode of Black Summer so far, and that's it.
What is Black
It's
Summer?
a zombie show. It's a new zombie show, but it's a Netflix show.
Oh, interesting.
I had to wait till Monday to fucking watch the rest of Game of Thrones because too many people were watching it on Crave, so I got kicked off.
Nice.
One of my good
episode.
How did you get kicked off of Crave for watching it?
No, it crashed. Like nobody could watch it.
Yeah, it's too many.
I watched it on Crave on Sunday night and had no issues.
I didn't watch it until like 2 hours after it aired.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I watched it live when it was broadcasting.
I watched it. Like I put up the picture. Like it airs at 9 p.m. and the high definition torrent file was available at like 9:20 or something. It was like,
wow,
holy crap, awesome! I'll take that, please.
I watched it on HBO stream. No
yeah,
problem.
I watched it on HBO. No problem.
Yeah, I had to watch it Monday.
It was a good episode.
HBO stream. Like, how are you getting the HBO stream? VPN?
No. Well, I get it through a box that I have, the US box.
Oh, okay. See no more.
Surprising number of people were not happy with the episode.
Oh, those people are all idiots.
Yeah, people bitch and moan.
Yeah.
Not even just about the darkness, like about how like you don't send your initial force in, blah blah blah, like the way the catapults were placed, all the like. It was as if everybody in the comment section was an actual like medieval general and knew exactly what they should have done.
Oh geez, what is Dothraki's biggest trick?
It's the Dothraki and on their horses.
I mean, the charge, the Dothraki charge like that is one of the most devastating kind of attacks that's possible in that.
Yeah.
Basically right into a wall.
Well, again, and the whole I don't know if anybody watched that link I put up to the 40-minute documentary on it, but like it was meant to be like leading up and being like the scariest enemy is the one you don't see, and then once they finally come at them, it's like normal battle tactics aren't going to work against an army like that. Like this is just they're just like It was like World War Z, and even the scene where they crawled up the wall by crawling up each other.
Yeah,
Like that was straight up World War Z.
Yeah.
And yeah, how do you can't prepare for that. Like again, if they had a second battle after this one, they had to fight them again, then they could. But this is like the first huge battle that ever happened.
Consider how close they actually were to losing.
Oh yeah. Well, again, the whole area, there was it appeared as if the Night King was there with Bran, and there was a whole bunch of the general White Walkers and all the other people around. How did Arya get past them to just kind of materialize with thin air? And
when you think about it, you see the scene earlier in the episode where Arya is sneaking around, and the Whites can't hear her. So to imagine
the thing I was thinking was maybe she was in the tree.
Yeah,
but
she was in the tree.
But the way she came in from the side,
she cut one of their faces off and was a White Walker until she got there.
No, she's in the tree. She got to the trees and the walls. The walls were on the Godswood. She climbed up into the tree branch. She came down off a tree branch.
I guess if she slid, she came off and kind of swung and then let go and came in. But you think coming in from the tree, she would have came just straight down. But I guess if you swung,
she was probably hiding off to the side somewhere in the Godswood where she could actually. You see how fast she can run and jump in the episode where she's running away from the waif.
We even just the episode where she fights Brienne. How good she is at being just amazing. That fight with Brienne is one of the best fights in the series, in my opinion. I love that. Where Brienne is twice her, literally twice her size.
Oh, when they were doing a spar.
Yeah, it was a spar, but it got to the point where they're
But you know the trick that she used in that spar move, where she dropped her knife from the other hand and
same thing. That was the foreshadowing, baby. I've been watching this YouTube channel. I can't know the name of it, but it's I watched the thing all with the histories of the house. It's read by the actors too, which is really cool. The histories of the houses and stuff, and then there's the whole entire story of the Mad King and how he came to die. Again, read by all the actors and shit. It's really cool.
Well, I think what a lot of that stuff is, from the sounds of it, because I think those are actually the special features from the Blu-ray sets. They actually have these cartoony kind of things that you watch. They're all narrated by the actors, and
that's what they were like. The visuals were exactly what you're saying, all kind of cartoony. And then I just recently watched History and All the Dragons that existed. And then there's another one I'm going to watch that's I think it might be the same kind of narrated thing, which would be cool, and it's all about the Night's Watch.
Cool.
I'm getting way too into it.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't read the books yet, but I want to.
No, you're not. I mean,
Cersei's going to win. She has a full army still.
No, but here, hey, hold on. But you people keep forgetting about Dany has the second sons across the ocean. Just goes sends Yara with her ships, picks them up, comes on back.
I think ultimately the who's going to sit on the Iron Throne isn't Dany, isn't Jon, and isn't Cersei.
No, I agree.
It's going to be Samwell Tully.
I don't think it's going to be him either. I mean,
Samwell is one of the best characters in the goddamn show.
Jon Snow gets killed and Daenerys dies childbirth, giving birth to their kid, and the kid's going to be the king.
It's going to be Tormund, and he's going to marry Brienne, and she'll be his queen.
And have large babies.
That's how I got so strong.
He is probably my favorite character.
You're just saying that because he's a redhead.
No, you know what? That's I guess that's maybe part of it. There's a kinship there but no, just he's fucking hilarious and he's badass and he's just an awesome fucking character, man. Straight up. And he's randomly the mascot for Wyndham Rewards at the fucking hotel chains.
Is he really? That's hilarious.
Yeah, you ever know that he's the wizard guy.
Oh.
The first time when we go to Timmins to the mine job, we stay at the Ramada, I think it is there, and I was there the first time, and I'm like, look at this thing, and it's got a picture of him, and I'm like, who the fuck, who is this? Because he's all in a suit and got all nice manicured kind of look to him, and he doesn't look all wild and crazy. Who the hell is that? And then when it clicked in, I'm like, oh my god, really? That's it's really weird. I don't know if he's been doing it since before he became Tormund on the show, or if he's been that sick. But yeah, it's really funny.
I was going to say, Amy has a theory that the Allied forces are going to be losing their war against Cersei, and then Bran is going to he's going to allow himself to get stabbed by Dragonglass, turn into the new
Night King,
raise an army of dead, and destroy Cersei's army.
That'd be interesting, but they've only got 3 episodes left.
Yeah, a lot can happen.
But that much? That's
It took them 7 seasons to raise this army of the dead.
yeah. Although ever since they stopped being being able to go off the books, the whole style of the show has kind of changed to where
It's sped up.
Yeah.
All I know is something happened between the Night King and Bran when they're standing there staring at each other. Something happened. Either almost like the Night King, who has a soul, unlike redheads, he almost his soul is now.
It's not red. It's gingers.
Whatever.
Bran is the Night King. Bran the Builder. He goes back in time and he becomes the Night King.
Exactly. That's what. And I just.
You're saying he goes back in time now?
Well, he's the three-eyed raven. He keeps going back in time. He already did that to Hodor.
He's the back, yeah, but he's also been touched by the Night's King. So.
Yeah, but he didn't go back in time for the Hodor thing. He went back in affected time. He himself wasn't physically there to become the Night King.
He was there.
Well, you think about it.
Was he?
Bran will become the new Night King at least because how did the Night King convert the people into White Walkers? He touched them. He's touched Bran.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. He's going to go back to try and talk to somebody to build the wall. He becomes Bran the Builder, tries to build that wall to keep the Night King out, and then he gets stabbed by the Dragonglass and becomes the Night King.
I never even thought of connecting them. Like I said, I watched a bunch of that history shit, and the whole Bran the Builder thing came up a bunch of times. But I just figured because that was in the past. But I guess maybe it just repeats itself or some crazy shit.
Don't forget, everything's a wheel, right? Danny talked about breaking the wheel. Everything's a wheel. Everything's cyclical. It'll go back. It'll reset.
Yeah, but when she talked about the wheel, she wasn't talking about it really in that sense. I don't think. But again, but it could. But yeah, what you're saying, I agree. It could be. Yeah.
There are certain themes that have been brought up in the show time and time again. That's one, and things we do for love is always brought up, right? So everybody does everything for something.
Or how about the latest thing that's come around again? Root and stem.
When was that mentioned before? Remind me.
When Arya, remember when Arya wore the face of Walder Frey?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. That's right. Root and stem.
When Walder Frey was giving the speech to all the other Freys before they drank the poison, they were talking about how they eliminated the Starks and ripped them out from root to stem.
Mm-hmm.
And now Dany is quoted as saying that in the latest trailer for the next episode.
Mm.
So there's kind of a theory that maybe she's going mad.
Well,
Danny's gonna say burn them all at some point. Someone's gonna kill her because she's going mad. You're right. I agree with that.
Well, I was gonna say the whole thing where when Jon Snow told her the stuff and her immediate reaction was just kind of what? You could see it in her eyes you gonna try to take my throne from me, bitch? Even though he is the rightful heir.
Yeah.
And the fact that and the fact that she completely didn't even acknowledge the fact that oh my, I'm your aunt and we've been fucking this.
Well, yeah, but she's a Targaryen and Targaryens.
Yes,
that wouldn't bother her for shit. She could have easily married her brother. In fact,
watching that whole the whole thing on the dragons that have been, it was basically the Targaryen family tree. And talking about what dragons people had and how they got swapped around and shit and what happened. And yeah, the Targaryens, a lot of brother, sister.
Keeping the bloodlines pure. I mean, fuck, the original Aegon the Conqueror had married his 2 sister wives.
Yeah, that's what the sister wives. That's what you want.
Yeah, the Mad King was only mad because Bran the Builder went back. Well, Bran went back and was whispering fire in his ear to try and make him learn to, use fire against the White Walkers.
No. There was a. I don't know about that. There was a lot of like.
It's like Hodor. Hold the door. Hold the door. Hold the door.
There might be some credence to that.
Yeah, and there's also times when, remember, the original 3 Raven told Bran that if you stay too long or whatever, you get lost or whatever. So that's what happened. He'll go back and he'll get so hung up in that area.
It might have been Brandon Rivers that was in the Mad King's ear doing that, rather than Bran.
Yeah, but like the Mad King, like he was losing it for a while though, and like when he burnt the fucking Stark, like Ned's father and brother and shit, alive, like that was just. Yeah, he was just a crazy person.
The events brought everything they needed to bring together.
And if Jaime hadn't stabbed him in the back, King's Landing would have been gone. Well, no, sorry, he first stabbed his pyromancer guy. But yeah, if Jaime Lannister hadn't been there and the pyromancer had been allowed to do what he wanted to do, he had the guy, like the Mad King had wildfire under the entirety of the fucking King's Landing, all over the place, and he was telling the guy to set it off.
Here's the thing that Cersei knows where all that wildfire is now, and she used it to destroy the Sept of Baelor.
But did she use it all?
Yeah,
She shouldn't have had to.
Didn't use it all, but I mean, it said caches all over the city.
But they used a bunch of it to do the Battle of the Blackwater. Yeah. I'm assuming. Well, did they keep making it after that?
Well, they had a new pyromancer that kept doing it, so kept making it at Cersei's request, and then Tyrion found out and then said, "No, you're making it for me now." That was back in season 2, I think.
Well, it's weird because they never really explain like how exactly that is. It napalm? Is it like gasoline?
It's just green fire, man.
Well, no, like one of the videos I watched, like, and this is like kind of reading from what Martin wrote. Like once it's lit, it cannot be extinguished. But it didn't say anything about like, does it burn forever? I'm assuming it doesn't burn forever, but like how long's the burn time on, like, say, a cupful? Like how just how insane is this shit? Is what kind of I want to know. Like they don't really give you a sense of that in like the show, because you don't know exactly how much there was in the bay when they lit that on fire, and you're not really sure how much there was in the underneath the sept to cause those huge explosions in fire. Like, was it a shit ton, or is that just not really that much and it just is that crazy? Like, it just doesn't give you that sense of scale kind of thing in my eyes.
As a camera nerd, what about like potassium? I don't think you can put that out, right? Like old flashes and stuff.
Well, potassium stuff you can put out, but not with water, because water is what will set it on fire. You'd have to use like some kind of dry chemical or like smother it somehow. But yeah, but it says like this is lore. But back then they didn't have like dry chemical extinguishers and shit. Maybe with our technology we could put out dry fire.
I don't think wildfire, as they describe in the show, isn't real. I mean,
thank you.
I mean, if it were real, we're trying to overanalyze and say, what is it actually? I mean, it's nothing.
Oil.
Some kind of really highly flammable oil kind of thing.
Overanalyzing is fun sometimes.
Yeah, well, yeah, overanalyzing is fun, but then again, they don't have dragons either, do they?
Or a lot of the other shit on that show. But I guess I'm gonna jam out for now. If it continues later, I may jump on. Otherwise,
jam.
Alrighty, sir, you jam out. But it floats on water. It's oil.
See ya.
Yeah, some kind of.
And
but the way it burns is nothing like you'd see oil burn. But yeah, it obviously is some kind of viscosity that can float on water.
The ancient equivalent to something like wildfire is Greek fire. At least that's what I've heard.
It's just like the show, just like the guy puts so much effort into this fucking entire world that he's made, and it's just you can just talk about stuff and analyze this and that for forever. It's fun. It's great. Like, good on him. I really want to start reading the books, but at the same time I don't, because I'm afraid I'm never going to get to finish them, because he's just going to drop dead and he's not going to finish the series.
Yeah, I don't know. He still says he's got like 3 books to go, because right now they're on the 5th book. He's finished the 5th book. He's working on the 6th, and there's supposed to be 8.
And how old is he?
Well, it isn't so much he's old. And I think he's in his 60s, but he's also Huge.
Yeah. Well, he's not huge. He's very. He looks like a dwarf that's human sized.
Like Hodor.
Yeah.
A dwarf that's human sized.
Yeah, you know that whole like dwarf kind of like compact,
Like a
littler
large
frame,
like a
but
big
bring that up
midget.
to like human size, so it just looks kind
Wow.
of long. You know what
Wow.
I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Who said that?
Who do you think said that?
What? Because I say stuff like that all the time.
One second. Who do you think would say that?
Carrie.
Carrie is the one that said it.
Fair enough. Touche.
Human sized.
More like douche.
How is
Okay. I touche to what she just said. Dwarves are humans. Yes, I'm saying take a dwarf and scale him up to normal,
You were thinking
average.
like Lord of
yeah.
the Rings sense, weren't you?
So they scale up Orphan Annie to adult size and make it a man, and you get Carrie.
they would be typical height?
Hey.
He was saying that J.R.R. Martin is like a dwarf that's human sized.
G.R.R. Martin.
Dwarf at all. He's
I'm assuming Redbeard, you meant like in the sense like the Lord of the Rings kind of dwarf, where there's just like a stock.
Yes.
warrior.
Yeah. I was thinking of Gimli in my head, to be honest. Actually.
Yeah.
No, we get what you were thinking.
And not Tyrion Lannister kind of thing. It's just like you would think because it's Game of Thrones, but
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Like I don't know. I think in my mind he's the half man.
Well, actually,
The chance half man. Half.
fucking bigoted.
if you look at this,
I got no problem with little people. A buddy of mine married a little person. Like she worked at the cosmetic counter at Walmart. I worked with him at Boston Pizza, and he randomly asked her out one day.
Are you using
And-
the I have a short friend defense?
No, I'm just saying. I just a funny story about I know her kind of, but we're
Are
not
you
like
saying all little people are
I'm-
funny to look at? Is that what you just said?
not even a bit.
I'm not
I'm
against short
friends
people.
with-
I have a short friend.
I'm friends with the guy who married a little person, and I was just telling you the story because it was kind of funny. I worked with him at Boston Pizza, and he told me the story of like he went to Walmart one day, and she worked at the cosmetics counter, and he's like, "Oh, she's kind of cute," and asked her out, and she said yes out of the blue, and they went out and they got married. Now they have 2 kids, and yeah, and I have met her, and she's a really nice person, so I got nothing against them at all.
I think he is dwarf sized.
Yeah, see, like he's just
oh my god.
No, look.
Who?
does it list his weight on Wikipedia?
Oh, now
Three
you're gonna get
Tyrians.